The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
One day after a deadly crash, the McDonough County community is mourning 3 lives cut too short. Good morning, Macomb. I'm Emily Manley.
And I'm Franny Smith. 3 people were killed in the crash just south of Macomb early Thursday morning. 2 of the people killed were students at Western Illinois University. University officials are working to help students cope with the tragic loss.
We also have always worked with students who are missing class and sometimes physically or emotionally unable to make contact with their faculty because of certain situations. And obviously these students were fairly local and it impacted a lot of students. So yesterday our office was also meeting with some students and we would notify their faculty that they were missing class due to the loss of their friends.
All WIU students have access to our free and confidential counseling services. All the student needs to do is call 309-298-2453 and ask to speak with a counselor.
Local businesses are honoring 21-year-old Gabrielle Yoakum, 21-year-old Casey Roberts, and 23-year-old Cedric Huffman. Our crew took this picture of the forum Thursday afternoon. The band Brushville was supposed to perform last night for Country Night, but the show was canceled after the crash. Brushville and the forum both released statements on their Facebook pages. The crash happened just outside Macomb around 2 o'clock Thursday morning. One man remains in critical condition this morning. 23-year-old Justin Beer is being treated at OSF St. Francis Medical Center in Peoria. Yoakum, Roberts, Huffman, and Beer were in the car when the 2010 Jeep Wrangler veered off the road. The car landed in an embankment and came to a rest after hitting a tree. Illinois State Police says Yoakum was driving the Jeep when it crashed. A preliminary investigation says speed was a factor. ISP says all occupants were wearing their seatbelts.
WIU President Jack Thomas is expressing his shock and sadness about the 2 Western students who died in that crash. Thomas delivered his comments Thursday on WIU's website. He writes, "The Western Illinois University community is saddened to learn of the deaths of students Cedric Huffman, a WIU senior of Macomb, and Gabrielle Yoakum, a WIU junior of Springfield, who died early Thursday morning. We extend our deepest sympathies to Cedric and Gabrielle's families, friends, and classmates." In more local news, a downtown business will be closing at the end of this month. News 3's Johnny Cather tells us why the business is closing down and why the closure is turning into an opportunity for another group.
Following the recent pattern of local businesses being forced to close in Macomb's own downtown square comes yet another shop that will be closing its doors for good this month. Countywide Office Supplies, located at 122 Northside Square here in Macomb, has been serving the community at this location for nearly 25 years. I had a chance to sit down with shop owner Terry Arnett and discuss why he'll be closing down.
Macomb's got a lot of good people in the surrounding areas. We traveled about a 50-mile radius. We had at one time 3 salesmen. And, as time went on, the internet came out and things started shrinking. And you come to a point where you just say it's time to retire.
Terry went on to say that Countywide will be selling their customer base to Chapman's Book and Supply on Adams Street in Macomb in hopes that their customers will continue to buy local, as it's a great way to give back to the community. The story took an uplifting turn when I found out that another local business will be moving into the property once Countywide closes later this month. Rhonda Brown and her sister Lois have managed Hope Community Thrift Store for 3 years and eagerly await their move to the larger, more open location.
We have been looking around for a while for a different location that is more visible to the public. I've always wanted to be uptown on the square, so we're excited about that. Macomb Project Hope it stands for Help Our People Eat. We got together a group of people. We wanted to help people in the community with food insecurity.
In an effort to make the move a little easier, Hope is offering massive discounts until they close at this location on November 7th. The organization, made up almost entirely of volunteers, hopes the new location in the square will bring them more foot traffic and in turn expand their outreach and customer base. For News 3, I'm Johnny Cather.
Hope Community plans to open their doors at the new location by November 21st. The third annual Fallen Soldiers 5K Run Walk will take place tomorrow morning right here on WIU's campus. The race will honor WIU alumni Captain Derek Dobogai and Lieutenant Colonel Robert Baldwin, who were both killed in the line of duty. Since the race's inauguration in 2012, it's raised more than $26,000 for the WIU Fallen Soldier Scholarship. One organizer of the event stresses the importance of providing the Soldier Scholarship to those that serve our country.
Our total goal is to endow a scholarship for our student veterans, and we have done that, and each semester we have been able to give 2 scholarships to 2 of our 600 veterans who are here at Western Illinois University.
More than 460 people have registered so far for tomorrow's race. Registration for the race is $35.
Monmouth police are investigating a phone call made by an unknown individual made to a local school. According to Monmouth Roosevelt School District, an unknown individual called their transportation department to have a pre-K student dropped off at a different location than normal. Parents of the child were not the ones to make the arrangements, and no approval was given for the change.
The Macomb Park District's annual Lakeview Prairie Pumpkin Hunt is underway. Participants are able to hunt Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Lakeview Prairie Center from 1 to 4 p.m. It costs $5 for a game card to participate. The last day to hunt will be Saturday, October 25th.
Coming up in 2 minutes on Good Morning in Macomb, one political race in Illinois is set on a recording that no one can bat at an eye.
Plus, candidates square off to discuss the money problems plaguing McDonough County.
Before the lights go on, dedication, teamwork, precision. Award-winning leadership brings you Macomb's only local TV newscast. On the air, live at 4, Friday mornings at 10, and online all the time. Our community, your community, News 3.
Taking train to go. Stand by 3 for the push in.
That's me, Chris Levingood, a senior broadcasting major at Western Illinois University. From networking in DC at a national conference to getting hands-on experience behind the news desk and in the field, the opportunities I have at WIU are preparing me for a successful media career. This is my story. What will your success story be?
I think News 3 is great. It's all one common goal. Everybody's trying to be #1. Last year we were #1 in the nation. We beat out Florida and Oklahoma. I get to work with so many professionals. It's a really great experience, and they're always there to help, and it's just all around fun. Jasmine Crichton really does make it a real life experience that most schools maybe not, they don't offer that.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Franny Smith, Drew Hoffman, weather with meteorology major Nicholas Stewart, and sports with Jeff Marda. News 3 continues.
Beginning our campaign 2014 coverage this afternoon, at Tuesday night's candidates forum for the general election, voters had a chance to hear from the people running for several county seats.
Our campaign 2014 coverage kicks off this afternoon with News 3's Mario Calero.
Last year's per capita income in McDonough County was $10,000 below the Illinois statewide average. As Election Day approaches within the next couple of weeks, voters are beginning to ask, where's the money?
We're the 5th poorest county in the state. We can't even think about giving anybody a raise.
Voters were able to ask candidates running for this year's elections about issues plaguing the cash-strapped county. Some positions are running uncontested. On the McDonough County Board, 10 positions, or nearly half of all seats, are on the ballot.
There's a number of committees that do an awful lot of the business, and that needs to be spread out amongst a lot of people.
Several candidates echoed each other on the county's lacking presence online. Self-declared Democrat Bob Smith and software engineer Jared Huffman both stated their ideas on turning cyberspace into a resource for the county.
It wouldn't hurt to have some media on it also.
Such as?
Well, videos.
Online payments is one that could be huge, and a lot of counties do that. It could get revenue in much faster than checks.
The legalization of medical marijuana in Illinois this year prompts the question of where growing centers should be allowed.
Well, we're an agricultural-based county. It will bring economic advantages to the community, and the control issues kind of take care of themselves.
Aging infrastructure in McDonough County is presenting problems for board candidates as well as members who have been serving for a decade, such as Alice Henry.
The bulk of the road money comes from motor fuel tax, and that's a problem that needs to be solved at a higher level than county government.
Well, Henry's right. The inflow of money is largely out of the board's hands. However, the state's gas tax becomes diluted too quickly to make as big an impact as Henry presents. The Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning shows the state's 19-cent per gallon tax generated more than $1.2 billion in 2012. Out of that money, only $320 million went to the Illinois Road Fund. Other sources contribute to the road fund, much of it coming from the federal government and private donations. Most of the road budget goes to cover the 31,000 miles of roadway in the Chicago metro area. However, according to a NEWS3 investigation, only $1.2 million of the motor fuel tax went to McDonough County in 2012. Compare this with the $1 million federal grant for this year's Wigwam Hollow Bridge project and the $35 million in private donations released last week for the final phase of the Macomb bypass project. While state funding and other issues may not be fixed at the local level, candidates urge McDonough County voters against apathy this November.
It's too bad we don't have 500 people here. If we're going to get if we can't get people to show up at a town hall meeting, we've got to get wider participation. And
This sheet contains all the data we collected in preparation for this story. Now, open voting registration is officially closed in Illinois. However, those still interested in voting that are not yet signed up can register during what is known as the grace period registration. They'll have to contact the local board of elections to find out how. Reporting from Studio B, Mario Calero, News 3.
Thanks, Mario. News 3 will have Campaign 2014 coverage from the State Capitol building in Springfield, as well as around McDonough County on Election Day. We will stream live online at news3wiu.com as well as Channel 3 live at 4.
Well, there's plenty of money going around the campaign for the governor's race. Professor Emeritus Kent Rennerfield at the University of Illinois Springfield renewed finance records for the 2014 campaigns. Dr. Renfield around the area, too, have spent at least $58 million on campaigning for this November's election. The total is $20 million for more than Governor Quinn and the state senator, Bill Brandy, spent in 2010, and double the money spent in the 2006 race between former Governor Blagojevich and former state treasurer Judy Barr Topikin.
Macomb got to revisit sunny skies a couple of times these past few days.
And the temperatures are expected to stay high for the weekend. News 3 Nicholas Stewart will show us just what to expect for the weekend.
When you get to be a part of the people that really are here for one common goal, one common interest, and that's to be the best, and that's such a big deal to me. You see all these plaques hanging around here. I definitely want to make my mark before I leave here as well. Last year, there was no one better than Western's newscast. Plain and simple, we won statewide and then nationally. I couldn't be any happier with how things are going out for me right now. Everything that I wanted, I got.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience.
And Shelter Pets make Super Pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
NEWS3 means to me an amazing experience. Being able to work with seniors, it's given me the experience and the knowledge and getting to know more about writing and becoming a better writer. Being able to be an anchor and do what I want to do in life. I don't want to leave. I'm not ready yet. I don't think there are words to describe how thankful I am for everything that everybody has given me and taught me while I'm here at Western.
That's me, Joe Decker, owner of San Diego-based Gut Check Fitness, Guinness Book of World Record holder, World's Fittest Man, and WIU graduate. There are a few things that have helped me get to the top of my industry. Growing up on a farm in the Midwest, serving in the U.S. military, and graduating from WIU. This is my story. What will your success story be?
Taking a look at the Macomb Square this morning, you can see cloudy skies, although they're not too thick at this hour. Temperatures have also increased. We're up to 54 degrees this morning. Pretty humid out there, just ahead of a cold front passage. That'll knock our temperatures down as well as bring some gustier winds through the day today. Current look at satellite radar composite. We do have an area of clouds that's moving on through the tri-state region. This is associated with the cold front that's pushing through. That again will knock our temperatures down just a little bit. Temperatures right now, though, we're in the 50s for the most part for the tri-state region. 50 in Davenport, 55 in Des Moines. Warmer temperatures are off to our east, where they're still dealing with warmer temperatures ahead of the cold front. 55 in Indianapolis, up to 60 at this hour in Louisville. And this afternoon, temperatures will warm up just a little bit. Again, ahead of the cold front, it'll be a little bit warmer, but behind, temperatures will not leave the 50s. 59 is a high in Davenport, only 58 in Des Moines. Again, off to the east. Temperature 67 in Indianapolis up today, so pretty warm out there, not too bad for a mid-fall afternoon day. When we look at regional satellite, very calm across the central U.S. That's because most of the weather activities focus off to the east coast. We have Hurricane Gonzalo, Category 3 hurricane, heading towards Bermuda at this hour. It is packing winds over 130 miles per hour. We're going to keep an eye on that and the effects towards Bermuda, but again, for us, pretty quiet out there. We're only dealing with just some high clouds, not too much to deal with. We mentioned the low pressure center, the associated cold front that's off to our east. This will track towards us through the day today. That'll knock our temperatures down again. We'll also deal with the heavier winds behind said cold front. And that'll basically help the cooler conditions from the north start funneling in behind the low pressure center. This will intensify tomorrow for your Saturday. Air of high pressure sets up. That'll start clearing out some of the cloud cover. But again, we have this wraparound cold temperatures from Canada. That'll knock our temperatures even down further. We're looking at a chance of frost Friday night into Saturday night as well, or tonight into tomorrow night. We do have the latest winter outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Again, these are long-range models for the months of December through February. Pretty moderate for us. We're not expecting any difference or departure from average. Colder off to our south, warmer to our north. That's due to the weak El Nino that's in place across the Pacific. Precipitation-wise, though, we are looking at drier conditions this winter. This could lead to less snowfall than average. But again, the weak El Nino is not going to have too much of an impact for us. We're going to just deal with, again, average temperatures, perhaps a little bit drier conditions for this winter. Again, for today, we'll get up to about 62 degrees. We'll be dealing with a lot of cloudy skies. The winds will also be a problem if you're running around outside having to deal with the wind. Upwards of 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 30 as soon as the stronger cold front passes through. Tonight, we'll drop down to about 42 degrees. We're looking at some patchy frost to our north. Probably won't make it as far south as us. Still dealing with that winds, though, 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting over 20 at times. If we go to the 5-day forecast, this weekend temperatures will only get up into the 50s, 57 on Saturday for the football game, but temperatures will recover just a little bit as we go into next week. 65 on Monday, but then we're back in the 50s on Tuesday. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend. The weather's not too bad for you guys to enjoy it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nick. And speaking of farming, farmers around the area are fighting the fall weather to save their crops. WIU Director of Agriculture, Andrew Baker, says farmers are facing an uphill battle.
Our summer was extremely cool and extremely wet than normal than what we see. So the crops, as they're maturing, they also have to mature and dry out as well. So with the cooler weather and the extra moisture, the plant has to release that moisture in order for fall harvest to take place.
Due to the soggy ground from all the rainfall, it becomes difficult for farmers to get into their fields. The tractor tires cause ruts in the fields and can affect future growth of crops. Baker also says the crops have to be completely dry in order to have a productive harvest.
And so it's like if you put a piece of bread to toast it in a toaster, as you pull that piece of toast out, you can scrape it fairly easily, and just like kernels of corn to shell, in a dry stage, they're easily taken off the cob.
Residents should expect to see more tractors out late at night as the harvest season comes to a close.
Coming up next in sports, Jeff is in with a preview of everything from Macomb High to WIU. The Macomb High Bombers face a tough test at home on Saturday. And two Western Illinois men's soccer standouts receive Summit League recognition for the second straight week. All that and more is next.
He's looking out, and that's going to be caught by Lance Lenore Jr. He's still running on his feet. He's got one man to beat.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
That's low, that's low. That's low and below.
Welcome back. The Macomb High Bomber football team is back in action this week, but they won't be playing under the lights tonight. The Orange and Black will take on modern-day Catholic this Saturday at Macomb High School. The Bombers are looking to improve off a rough game against rival Quincy Notre Dame, where they were held to just 57 yards passing. The team was able to pile up 220 yards of total offense through the ground game, led by sophomore running back Trey Augusta. But the defense surrendered nearly 400 yards to the QND running attack. The Bombers are 1-1 on the year when they play right here in Macomb. Kickoff for that game against modern-day Catholic is set for 2 p.m. And taking down the 10th-ranked team in the country can certainly bring some attention to any football program, but Western Illinois has certainly experienced that after this week, taking down the 10th-ranked Youngstown State Penguins last Saturday. Leatherneck quarterback Trenton Norvell has been crowned a College Sporting News All-Star and was one of the 3 offensive players selected. Norvell was also named CFPA Honorable Mention at his position. The sophomore and the rest of the team will face another tough task Saturday when they take on the undefeated 9th-ranked Redbirds of Illinois State University for Dad's Weekend at Hanson Field. Kickoff for that 3 p.m. And Western Illinois' men's soccer has been on one of the hottest streaks in program history this fall, tying an NCAA Division I record for consecutive shutouts at 5. When you have a streak going like that, you probably have a couple of good players to show for it, and 2 of those players got recognized this week for their outstanding performances. It's senior Charlie Bales and Yves Dietrich that have been named co-offensive and co-defensive players of the week, respectively. Bales topped off the week with an impressive 3-point performance, including a 3rd consecutive game-winning goal, which was also Bales' 4th goal in the last 3 games. Dietrich also extended his shutout streak as the WIU keeper to 450 minutes, which ties a Division I streak. And accolades continue to follow men's Western Illinois golf senior Nate Davis. The Winchester, Illinois native tallied up a 3rd-place finish at the Bill Ross Intercollegiate over the weekend. Many people, including men's head golf coach Mel Blasey, described the weather conditions as some of the worst the team has faced all season. That didn't stop the senior, who finished 3 shots over par and shot a 147 overall. The tournament was shortened from 54 to 36 holes, and Davis shot an impressive 73 in his 2nd round of work. The rest of the team couldn't beat the weather, as sophomore Andrew Blackburn shot a 160, junior Alex Templin shot 164, and freshman Sean Miller finished shooting 172. The men's golf team will bring their fall season to a close next Monday and Tuesday at the F&M Bank APSU Intercollegiate, hosted by Austin P. And the Cardinals took on the Giants last night in San Francisco for Game 5 of the NLCS. Let's go to the highlights from San Francisco. The Giants ace Madison Bumgarner pitching to try and close out the series at home. But Tony Cruz gets rid of the tie here and crushes a solo shot to left field to put the Cards up 3-2. But the Giants did have an answer here in the 8th. It's pinch hitter Michael Morse, who hits this one in just his 4th at-bat of the playoffs. Hits a game-tying home run to left. With that tie, Cardinals would threaten the next inning in the 9th here with a 2-on, 1-out, but couldn't score as Oscar Taveras grounds out to the pitcher for the easy out. Giants gaining a little momentum here, and finally, the magic returns in October for San Francisco. Travis Ishikawa, a game winner into the right field bleachers. Giants win 3-2 and take the series 4-1. The Giants are National League champions for the 3rd time in the last 5 seasons. The first game of the World Series will be in Kansas City on Tuesday night with the Royals and the Giants.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll be right back after the break.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
That's slow. That's slow.
Temperatures are going to be cooling off as we go into the weekend. Only 57 on Saturday. We're looking for a chance of frost Saturday night into Sunday morning, but then temperatures start to recover at the beginning of next week. 65 by Monday, so we'll start recovering a little bit for the next school week. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend, enjoy the weather and all that. So
Thank you so much, Nick. That will do it for us this morning. For Nicholas Stewart, I'm Franny Smith.
And for Jeff Marta, I'm Emily Manley. We'll stay on top of your news over the weekend and bring you the latest updates Tuesday live at 4.
Until then, we're always online and on social media. Have a good morning, Macomb.